Hello, and good evening, and welcome.
And welcome. Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Episode 3, we've finally done it. Now it's a bit late, isn't it?
A bit late in the
It's
day.
a bit. No, it's late doing it because we've kind of gone over our sort of pattern mark now. Cause
Not really, because we said we'd do one every week.
Yeah.
It's fucking hot in here.
Yeah. No, I've realised actually, by the way, whenever we record, it takes 30 seconds for you to start swearing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm a commoner, so...
No, well, we've both been worked up with the cold, haven't we?
Yeah, I had a cold, which was fucking shit.
Yeah.
I was off work for 2 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Without funds for 2 days for your drug addiction.
It was horrible. Because I felt really, what's the word?
Ill?
No, but like when you're really like out of it.
Oh yeah, like drowsy and shit.
Yeah, it begins with a D. What's the word?
Delusional?
Not delusional, but delirious. I
Delirious.
felt really
Yeah.
delirious.
No, it's weird. It's a weird state, isn't it? When you have a... Oh, it's the wrong time to get a cold. It's a completely wrong time because it's the week before Christmas. Christmas is coming up.
Yeah.
You get the cold and you're in bed, and I was in bed for.
Well, I'm glad that it happened now because it happened.
Oh yeah.
And now it's over, and I'm like, right.
Oh my god, yeah! Imagine having a Christmas Day.
Fuck that.
No, I'm not a big fan of that. I was actually thinking of doing a solo episode a couple of days. I told you.
Yeah.
I was like,
well, that's because I was ill.
You were ill. I was ill, and I thought I was just going to do an ill podcast. My voice is going to be croaky as hell.
But I was like, nah, just give it a minute. Give me a minute, and I'll be with you.
Yeah. So.
And here we are. Here we are today.
Oh, it was going to be a really boring solo episode as well.
I can imagine, because what would you talk about?
I was just going to talk about what I've done recently, but now actually here we have some topics. So, I mean, I recently went to Bath for the weekend.
Yes, and I stayed in London for...
You were in London, so we were both kind of away from each other for a bit, which was quite sad.
Yeah, I was reaching out every night.
Every night.
out there.
I'd go out to my window in Bath, but Bath is really nice. Bath's actually a really magical place to go for Christmas. Magical.
Really?
Yeah, because
I've been to Bath. Yeah,
it's like all the buildings that have the same architecture. They've got all the Christmas lights up.
Yeah,
and that looks insane. Like I missed the Christmas market, which my sister went to.
Right.
She bought me all the like alcoholic needs and have for Christmas, and she bought me presents in Bath. But no, I went there after the market. And yeah, it's a really magical place. Money was absolutely mobbed.
Did you go to like in the city centre? They have like this piece of grass that's like it's fake grass. It's just a square of grass right in the middle of the town. Did you go there?
Are you sure that's not something misplaced?
No.
Or someone just left it there and you thought, oh, that's part of Bath.
No, it's big. It's got like a fountain in the middle of it. No, not a fountain.
I don't
it's
think
got
so.
Like a
we went to the Abbey.
Water thing.
We went to the Abbey and then down the river bank.
Right.
And then I didn't really get to see much of it because we were only there to pick up Kieran, and then I had to I had to film some stuff the next day. But we went to pick up Kieran, and yeah, we didn't stay for too long, but I really enjoyed my time there, even though it was about 6 hours.
I'm gonna open a window because I'm fucking dying over here. So
was it too hot in here?
It's fucking hot as shit.
Okay. No, yeah. Reach out. Bath at Christmas time is fucking cool.
Yeah, it is nice there. Living there. I can't imagine.
Yeah, we were talking about that today about living. Like, it's kind of
like to call that place home.
Yeah, that's the thing. We were explaining to each other about how would you live somewhere where it's mainly somewhere you visit? Because if you live in East Anglia and then you move to somewhere like Bath, which is in Somerset, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. So if you move over there, it's kind of like, moving to somewhere you normally would visit, so it's kind of strange.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind living there. You just need to have a lot of fucking money.
It is not. I just can't imagine myself ever calling that place home.
The
like
uni
London
students have amazing houses, by the way.
Yeah. No. Oh yeah. I would
hell.
imagine. Yeah.
Big.
But London, I can imagine calling London home.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I've been to London so much.
For people who live in Colchester, I guess London is near enough everybody's second home.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely, yeah. We don't actually live that fucking far from London.
No, we don't. We're only about an hour's drive.
Yeah, well, if that, depending on the traffic, yeah. But
I mean, we can't drive, but still.
Yeah, well, we've been in a car towards London, so we know how it is.
Have we? When was that?
No, I'm not talking about us as like individually. Have you ever driven to London?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, exactly.
It's a bitch driving into London, though.
Yeah.
It takes fucking hell. You have to take the M25 and then the what do you call it? The junction, the circular something.
Oh yeah.
Circular district.
As if we know.
As if we actually give a fuck. No, I definitely live in. Why would you live in London? Well, we had this conversation earlier.
Yeah. Well, I like Westminster. I'd like to live there, or on the South Bank, or Camden.
Camden is really cool. Camden is really cool. It's a very diverse place to live. Yeah. We have a friend, Michael. He lives in Brixton. That's diverse. Mind you, having visited Greenwich so much.
I like Greenwich. I've been there.
Greenwich is really cool. We have some friends who go to uni in London anyway, like Tom Casford.
Yeah.
Ben Stevens is in London. He goes to Greenwich. James Harvey, where's he go? Lincoln.
James Harvey goes to Lincoln.
James Harvey goes to Lincoln. That's in Lincolnshire.
Lincolnshire.
That's a nice place.
Yeah. Lincoln is not. I think we might have already talked about this before. But Lincoln is nice. It's just hilly. Like the city is on a fucking hill.
Yeah.
That giant hill is a fucking bitch to walk up.
On the way back from Bath, my sister's boyfriend Kieran, he was listening to this podcast. I was talking this with you, Hardcore History.
Yeah.
A good 5-6 hour podcast of just one person talking about history and like old battles.
Oh yeah, that 5-hour podcast.
It's actually so interesting. It's so interesting.
I'd have to listen to it if I was doing something.
No.
I can't just sit down and just listen to a 5-hour podcast whilst doing nothing.
Well, I was in the car and my phone was dead, so I was trying to go to sleep, but I was just listening into the podcast and. The shit he was talking about was really interesting. Yeah. Really interesting stuff goes to, so many like the Celtic Holocaust. Yeah, I think
what's the Celtic Holocaust?
I don't know. I didn't listen to it too much.
Oh right. Okay.
Then there was some stuff about the Greeks and the Babylonians. That was really cool, but I think it's just a good little taster into how fucking boring my life is that I have to listen to podcasts about history when I'm ill. That's what I was doing, just in my bed, listening to this podcast, listening to shit about Xerxes and Leonidas and Themistocles. Right. Went through the whole 300 thing, Battle of 300.
Yeah.
And then went through the whole history of that, and that was interesting. And he made a really good point about historians.
Really?
That historians write history like it's a film. Like you have build-ups and climaxes, and you have dramatic tension.
Okay.
And you have moments in battles where you think it's going one way, then it suddenly turns another way. Mm-hmm. And it's really dramatic, and it's really, if you read history with the retrospect that the writer thought of this like a story, like a film, then it really does change the perception of it.
Right.
Really interesting. So I know you're probably never going to listen to it, but still.
I might listen to it at some point, but... Not
next time you're ill. Next time you're really ill.
Yeah, that's a show actually. I'll just stick that on and just kind of pass out.
Yeah. I guess I watched Star Wars when I was sort of ill.
What did I watch when I was ill? I every time I'm ill, I always have to watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's like
yeah.
That's like a thing I have to, like. That was what I watched. I
love Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I watched just shit films. Not that film is shit.
It's not a shit
but I sometimes just put films on
Swingers
that I know are bad, and I'll just kind of have it on in the background. Nothing. What? I don't know.
I usually watch the same films like Notting Hill.
Yeah.
And those aren't shit films. I love those films. It's Notting Hill, The Holiday. I love The Holiday. Anything with Jude Law, I'll watch whilst I'm ill.
Oh, I watched Alfie. That's not a shit film. That was a really good film. Yeah.
Alfie.
I watched Alfie.
What's it all about?
But that's the thing. Alfie was such a weird film to watch because you're ill and you're just so unable to do anything. But Alfie gives you like a lot of confidence in yourself. You watch it and you're like, oh, I want to be an Alfie. I want to go out and I want to be really.
That's
confident.
What we say sometimes. We want to be confident. I'll be an Alfie.
Yeah, literally, that's what we say. Like if we're ever come to like some social convention, we're just like, be an Alfie. That's how we kind of get through
that mentality of thinking you're the most important person.
Yeah, but when you're ill, you're like, I would be an Alfie right now because like I can't fucking. So you just gotta be an Alfie to yourself in front of the mirror. It's like, hey, how's it going?
So when you wake up, hey, how's it going?
Doing like finger guns to yourself in the mirror. Hey,
how's it going? Cold. How's it going?
Yeah. Where you're like dribbling and snotting everywhere. I look good, man.
Oh, I was doped up on paracetamol
and
cough syrup so fucking much.
I had a fucking terrible cough and
I'm still kind of getting over it. I hope nobody can hear me. I hope nobody can hear it. The cold, but it's kind of just it's still leaving me now.
Yeah, no.
Because I've been smoking, and that's definitely not good when you're trying to get rid of a cold. Oh yeah, but yeah, Star Wars: The Last Jedi gave it a watch.
Have you seen the film?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Now the thing is, I have a lot of friends who love Star Wars deeply.
Right.
And these people who love Star Wars deeply have actually gone out their way to say that they didn't like the film that much.
Really?
And what's even more interesting is that fans of Star Wars are making a petition to actually get rid of Star Wars: The Last Jedi from the lore of the
because it's so
saga.
bad.
Yeah, because they thought that it was so bad and out of... It was so wasn't Star Wars.
Right.
That it has to get eradicated from the history of Star Wars.
Damn.
But having said that, I found The Last Jedi to be actually quite interesting.
How so?
Well, it's just like the themes they touch on. I'm not going to spoil anything for Star Wars. I'm not going to spoil it. I mean, not that there's much to spoil, but a lot of stuff does happen in the film. And it's not... And they're moving away from recreating Star Wars for a sense of nostalgia.
Okay. They're
sort of reinventing the saga a little bit.
Right.
And what they did was, I think they tied up loose ends. They made reference to the prequels in the film.
Okay.
Like Emperor Palpatine and Darth Sidious. I don't know anything about Star Wars, mind you.
Right.
I don't know a great lot about Star Wars. I didn't really grow up watching it. But when I watched the film, it was kind of... It wasn't... nothing was forceful. Everything just happened. And it was interesting, the themes about Kylo Ren and Rey have this connection.
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker, obviously, he's quite an interesting character in it.
Yeah. I still need to watch it. I need to go and watch the film. Because I saw it's not the first one, but I saw the Force Awakens.
Yeah.
That film was okay. I feel like it got a lot more hype than...
That's every film that's like Star Wars coming out though. It's gonna...
No, but even after, people were like, this is the greatest fuck, and I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not amazing.
No.
I wouldn't say it's the best
Star Wars. That's how I view Star Wars in general though.
Right.
It's not amazing. Star Wars is just Star Wars. But I do totally get the fact that it's one of the most pioneering sci-fi films.
Yeah, but maybe because it was
it's
like
not of all time.
One of its first of its kind.
And
when it came out.
Yeah.
The first film came out in 1977.
Yeah. George Lucas. Well, this film, directed by Rian Johnson, it doesn't play as much of the nostalgic themes as A Force Awakens did. But they really delved into how weird the Force is.
Really?
The Force is actually very weird in this film. It's very weird because it goes through more ways it can be used.
Oh, okay.
And it does touch on some decent themes about... I talked about this earlier, about how... Not earlier on, like, a few months ago, how the Jedi and the dark side and the light side of the Force, Jedi and the Sith, they're both two extremes.
Yeah.
And they do touch on the fact that being a Jedi is just an extreme form of what it's exactly like... It's synonymous to the dark side.
Yeah.
They're the exact same thing. They're both just two extremes of the Force.
Mm-hmm.
And that the Jedi should be eradicated just so that way there's no further conflicts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Kylo Ren, really interesting character in this one. I was more interested in him than anybody else in the whole film, to be honest.
Right, okay. That's good.
Because when I first saw him in Force Awakens, I thought, who's this punk?
Yeah.
Who's this little punk
who
cries all the
teenager,
time?
Yeah.
Looks like he's been ripped out of Twilight.
Yeah.
But no, he's actually really interesting. He's really buff as well.
Oh, did he buff up?
Yeah, he buffed up for this one. There's a shirtless scene with him in it, and he's pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's really interesting. He's going through some sort of mental battle with himself.
What about what happened in the first film with his dad?
No, he doesn't care about that.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't give a crap about his dad being dead. He sees it as justified.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he says he's got this whole mentality that if you want to better yourself, get rid of the past and kill it.
Okay.
And you find out who Rey's parents are, obviously. I'm not going to say who they are.
Yeah.
But
Is it who people expect it to be?
It pulls a Blade Runner 2049. And if you haven't seen that film...
Oh, okay then.
Have you seen the film?
I think I know what you're referencing though.
So the character development in terms of who they are is definitely synonymous to Blade Runner in the fact that it's not what you expect.
Oh, okay.
But that's what The Last Jedi is. It's taking all your expectations for what this sequel's going to be, and it sort of slides them away and gives you something kind of fresh.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what everybody hated about the film.
Right.
And they're moving towards...
Because I've read reviews and people didn't like it. I don't know.
There's a lot of scenes that happen that you do question, is this a good film? Because it's got scenes where you don't know how you want to feel. Like I was talking about the ways they use the Force. It's strange, and you think, I don't know if that's really crappy or really interesting. And Benicio del Toro's in it.
Do I know who that is?
He was in Snatch. Face the Storm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Fear and Loathing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the film.
Is he?
He plays some code breaker.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah. No, he's quite interesting. There's a lot of interesting roles in it. Brienne of Tarth, obviously.
What's it, Gwendolyn
Christie.
Yeah. She's cool.
She gets a bit more screen time. Finn, still uninteresting.
Yeah.
Still a very uninteresting character. Rey, slightly less interesting.
we don't have to go into that. It's not really that important.
What was it?
It's just people were upset about who, like, the kind of person that Finn is, because he was a stormtrooper, and he was a stormtrooper from a very young age.
Yeah.
People
think he was a double agent.
No. It's just like, if he was a stormtrooper and he was programmed to be that from such a young age. I
think they touched upon that in the film.
He should be a lot more regimented and a lot more...
Thing is that they touch...
Cold.
Yeah. They touch upon his skill set. Not in the film, but I think in the book, in the novelization of The Force Awakens. They were talking about how he was the best person melee in his whole squadron.
Yeah.
He was one of the best stormtroopers they ever had.
Yeah.
But yeah, he isn't very cold. I totally get that though.
He should be completely dead.
Yeah.
Dead-eyed, and if he was a stormtrooper, like, 'cause I would imagine they'd whip the shit out of you in, like, training.
Oh, he's a traitor, isn't he?
Yeah, no, but that's the whole point. Like, he should still kind of have that mentality. Not necessarily of, I want to kill the rebellion, but just a fucking soldier, like a regimented person.
No, he's not really a soldier in this one.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac's quite cool in it. His side of the story with... Because obviously it's kind of like Game of Thrones. There's so many stories happening at the same time.
Yeah.
So Finn and this other new character called Rose...
The Asian girl.
Yeah. They're off doing their own mission.
Yeah.
Rey's off training.
Yeah.
Which is going alright.
It's going alright.
It's quite funny. There's a lot of comic relief in this film.
Oh, really?
I don't know whether it's too much, but there's a lot of comic relief. Like, it picks off exactly where Force Awakens ends. Literally at that exact moment. You know when...
oh, yeah.
It picks up at that exact moment.
Oh, okay, then.
And I didn't like that, first of all, because I thought, is it literally just happening in sequence now? We're not going to have a little gap of what's happening. But yeah, when Rey sees Luke, there's a bit of comic relief there when he gets the lightsaber. he gets a lot when he throws it behind
That kind of
him.
happened with Lord of the Rings. With the first one to the second one, it started pretty much exactly how it ended.
Yeah. Well, that kind of had to happen though.
Yeah.
Because that was more of... Because that's actually a journey that has to happen point for point.
Yeah.
Whereas this is more of a saga. But oh well, it doesn't matter. It does pick up exactly where it ends. And then the whole story as a whole, it's good. Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. But
Yeah.
like I say, a lot of our friends like Joe Wilkin and I haven't heard from Jack Timmis, but Tom Casper, they didn't really like the film a lot.
They didn't.
No. Because I went...
Never really on the same page with them, are you?
I'm never on the same page with them. We got called out by Chris Kelker as well for our knowledge on Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
But can't please everybody, can you?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if we were very informed, then these would be a lot fucking longer.
Oh, yeah. These are kind of just quick little... This is what we think.
Yeah, this is what we think. But no, Star Wars... yeah, give it a watch. It's not too bad.
Yeah, I will watch it because I did grow up with Star Wars when I was a kid.
Right.
So I was very invested in it.
My cousin, Paul Jenkins, he watched it. He left halfway through the film.
Really?
Yeah, he left halfway through the film.
Because he didn't like it.
He did not like it. I think I'm pretty sure I know the moment he would have left anyway. Because there's a lot of moments where a lot of people, I'd imagine a lot of people would get angry.
Yeah.
Like going back to what I'm saying.
I can't imagine ever leaving a film because
I've never actually left a film.
If you are paying to watch this film, you're like, it doesn't matter if it's shit or not. I'm getting my fucking money's worth. I'm gonna sit it out to the end. Yeah. Like I can't imagine ever.
Well, it's mainly the fact that you're putting yourself in that position. So if you're gonna pay money and put yourself in the position to watch this film, like I would never see a film. Well, no, as in, like, if I'm seeing a film, I'm only going to pay for a film that I think is going to be good. And if it turns out it's not good, I'm still going to watch the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're watching a really shit film and then you walk halfway through and
what did you expect?
Yeah, what do you expect? It's a shit film, like going into watching, I don't know, Transformers or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, we went to go and watch After Earth.
Oh my god, yeah.
I thought that film was going to be good.
It was dog
shit.
It was bad.
But we didn't walk out. We kind of were just like, yeah, this film is terrible.
I should have walked out of Justice League, but I'm not ranting about Justice League anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna mention, fuck that film. I don't care for it anymore.
But why would you have walked out?
Just because there was so many moments where I was so riled up by this stupendous film.
Yeah.
Where I thought I would love to walk out, but I do want to see how more stupid it's gonna get.
Yeah, that's my point. It's like why would you walk out on a film that you paid for? You might as well watch it from start to finish and then have an entire full opinion on the film.
When I was watching Blade Runner at the private screening in London, somebody walked out and he thought because he thought it was too long.
Really?
Yeah, he thought it was too long, so he walked out.
How long
but it's a Blade Runner film.
How long is the film?
I think it was about 2 hours 30 or 2 hours 45.
That is a fucking long film. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but the first Blade Runner was like close to 3 hours anyway, so I don't know what he was expecting.
True.
Long films I enjoy anyway. Obviously, you do have to do the classic, readjust your bum so it doesn't go numb.
The one film that I've watched that actually made me out loud, like actually verbalize, holy shit, this is a fucking long film, was Watchmen.
What, you watched that? Oh, right,
but
yeah,
no, I was sitting in my room. I was
going to say, if you did that in the cinema, that'd be pretty dicky.
Like, I was watching the film and I was like, Jesus Christ, this film is fucking long.
It is a long film.
It's like 3 hours and
one film that I watched and I was... Have you ever been glad a film's long?
Maybe.
When I first watched Interstellar in cinema.
I haven't seen that film.
Nearly 3 hours. Nearly a 3 hour film. I loved how long it was. Because a lot of people in the cinema were like, oh, I can't wait for this to end. When is it going to end? Because it's got different endings. But I loved how long it was. Because I was like, I'm getting my money's worth for this film. This is a really fucking good film. And it's and it's told over a long span of years anyway, so it might as well be long.
But yeah, Watchmen was the longest film I've ever fucking watched. It was so long. And then it ended and I was like, alright then.
Yeah.
Like, I
still get annoyed sometimes about Rorschach's death.
I really kept on drifting in and out of it. Like,
they're making a new series.
Just sat down on my phone and was like, oh, that dude's dead now.
They're making a new series of Watchmen.
Really?
Comic books. Well, they're crossing it over with DC. It was
Maybe
made by DC.
Well, I prefer TV series to film.
Oh, that's what I was going to mention. Ian McKellen signed on to do the whole Lord of the Rings TV series.
Really?
Yeah, so they've got Sean Astin and Gandalf. Got Samwise and Gandalf on board.
They got Samwise
and Gandalf on board for it.
Why?
I don't know. I still don't know why they're making the series. I still don't know.
There's nothing different, is there? It's just the films in a TV series.
It's just the films in a TV series. So I think they want it to be longer or something.
Fucking why? What did they miss?
Exactly. What did they? They made extended editions
what the fuck
for
did
the
they
shit
miss?
you missed, but for some reason, there's more we didn't get. So we're seeing a TV series out of it. Peter Jackson, I don't know what I think
he's no connection to the project at all.
No, he's doing his own stuff right now. He's doing everything, like the Mortal Engines. That trailer came out a couple of days ago.
I haven't seen.
Quite interesting. How about I told you to look at it. It's quite an interesting trailer. It was like set in a wasteland, kind of Mad Maxy.
Oh, okay.
And it's and this theme is playing over the background, like talking about how much you love London, and it's a massive truck thing moving, and there's a massive other truck following them, and this truck is 10 times bigger, and somebody says, "What's that?" and he says, "That's London." And it's got like St. Paul's Cathedral on the top. It's just this massive fucking moving machine, which is London. It looked really interesting.
Give it a watch.
There's been a lot of decent trailers been dropped out this month, though. We've got Mamma Mia. Here we go again.
Mamma Mia.
Yeah, here we go again. Oh, I'm really excited for it.
Same.
I'm too excited for it. I watched it yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I really fucking liked the trailer.
I just watched it, like, what, half hour ago?
Was I the one that showed you? Oh, yeah.
That looked dope.
They got the cast back. I think it's
Apart from Meryl Streep, she's not in it.
You never know.
Oh, she could be.
You never know.
Why is Cher in it?
I don't know why Cher's in it.
Oh, weird.
It's not 1975.
I mean, she might... Maybe she's Meryl Streep.
Maybe that's what Meryl Streep became in the saga.
She became Cher.
No, but it looks like they're telling the story. It's a sequel and a prequel.
Yeah.
Because obviously Amanda Seyfried's character's Prego. With Domo's baby.
Domo,
And then you got Pierce Brosnan, not Stieg Larsson, I forgot his name. Skarsgård, and who's the other guy? Colin Firth.
Yeah.
You have all them, and then it goes back to the beginning where she got preggers with Amanda Seyfried.
Wait, who's the dad?
The dad was Pierce Brosnan? I'm pretty sure Pierce Brosnan was the dad.
No, I swear we never found out.
Did we not find out?
No, we didn't find out.
He's the one that married Meryl Streep.
Yeah, we didn't find out who the dad is. And this one, we find out who the dad is.
Oh, well, here we go again.
Thing is that now I'm even more excited.
Did they use the whole soundtrack in Mamma Mia, the first one? Or have they got more songs?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they have more songs.
It's just ABBA's just pulling out all their other records now.
No, but they'll use the same songs again.
Good.
They will. I'm excited for it.
I'm really excited for it. Oh, have you seen Sicario?
No.
Watch it. You'll like it. Now, so they made another Sicario 2. That's another trailer I wanted to talk about. It's called Sicario 2 Salado. And they're making a saga out of this. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting. It started off with Denis Villeneuve's Sicario, which had Emily Blunt, Josh Brolin, Benicio del Toro, and is about the American government, about how they work with certain cartels to control the drug imports.
Right.
And to control gang wars or something. It's about control.
Okay.
And it's a really interesting concept. Yeah, I'll tell you to give it a watch, because if you give it a watch, then maybe I'll just talk about it in the next one, because I think you'll like it. It's a really interesting piece. Oh yeah, that reminds me, actually. I was going to give a shout out to Isabella Sibley, because she likes the podcast. She's talking about the podcast with me, and she likes What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh yeah.
What We Do in the Shadows, yeah. Finally found somebody.
Funny
film. No, we finally found somebody who actually has seen that film.
It is a small.
Taika Waititi doesn't know us.
No.
But we can promote his films either way.
Yeah. Hopefully he will know us eventually.
No, he's doing okay for himself.
Yeah.
working off the fame from
Marvel's Thor, yeah. That was a good film. I really enjoyed that film.
Yeah, I wish more people liked it.
Because it completely reinvented the character. Like, completely reinvented the character.
Yeah, it made him cool again.
Yeah.
Made him cool again.
Good film. What else is new?
Jaden Smith's new album.
Oh shit, yeah.
Jaden Smith's new album, Sire.
Yeah,
I really like it.
I need to listen to the entire album as a full piece
Okay, I'll tell you. Lost Boy. Another...
Have you got the album? Have you listened to the entire album?
On Spotify, yeah.
I need to... I've only heard...
I'm just going to make my third shout out to Sophia McKeever, because I was talking to her about it, and she's the exact same opinion. A lot of people giving him shit for this album.
Really?
A lot of people are saying
she doesn't like it?
No, she likes it.
Oh, okay.
But she's annoyed about how people are giving him so much shit because they think it's controversial. They think, oh, this is just some sort of publicity stunt. He's just doing this because he can, and he's just being pretentious.
That's fucked up to say. That's fucking stupid to say that he's just doing it because he can.
Yeah.
That's fucking dumb.
He's created his own record label, Misfits.
Yeah.
And I first listened to Icon. I saw it on YouTube and I thought, oh, this is new.
I like Icon a lot.
When I first listened to it, I was first hooked by the intro.
Yeah.
And the visuals were sick in that music video.
Yeah, that was cool.
I don't know who directed it, but that was actually...
What do you call it? I Can't Live It. Instead of Regular Living, Misfits just did it.
And he was... What was he sitting in a Tesla? Yeah. Like, I don't care the fact that he's flaunting his money. He should.
Yeah.
He should. He's really fucking cool. And his music is really fucking cool. But yeah, so Icon, George Jefferson, Lost Boys... I think it's Lost Boy or Lost Boys. That's a great song.
Is Batman on there?
Batman's on there.
What did you think of Batman?
I really liked it.
It was okay.
I really like Batman.
It wasn't great. I didn't really...
Well, there's some hits, and then there's some ones for him.
Yeah.
It's like, 4 for you, 5 for me.
Yeah. What? Yeah, 1 for you, 1 for me.
No, it's a really cool album, though. I mean, maybe this is his new step into what he's actually going to establish himself to be. So I think he's done with the acting scene. He did the model scene.
Yeah.
He dressed up he wore a dress for his...
oh yeah, I saw that.
That was quite funny.
Yeah, that was funny. I want to spend a day with Jaden Smith just to get in his head, just to know what he's thinking.
I suppose he's actually probably a really normal guy.
Yeah.
Because I was telling you about when I watched the video of him. He was analysing his own lyrics for Icon.
Right.
And he was just talking normally.
Yeah.
Like he would to any other guy. And he's really, really cool. No, he's really cool when he's explaining it. Because Icon's it's sort of an in-your-face song. But at the same time, he's like happy with his achievement.
Because, the album Because the Internet, the premise of that is about a rich black kid who has everything that he could ever want. But that's why he's depressed.
Is that a character-driven album, though?
But he based the character off... Well, Donald Glover based the character off Jaden Smith.
Really?
Because Jaden Smith, if you think about it, is the first black kid famous. He was born into his fame. He didn't work for it.
Let me think. I can't really think of any.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. Question answered for me.
Yeah. Like,
that's pretty cool.
Like, he has room to fail, but, like...
Donald Glover and Jaden Smith would get on.
They did. They did. They made a mixtape together.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. No, it wasn't a mixtape, it was an EP, sorry. It's a good EP, though. His rapping is terrible on it, though. It's not good, but it was cool to listen to.
Jaden's got that high kind of voice. I don't know how old he is now, but he's got quite...
He's our age.
19? He's supposed to be 20.
No.
Really?
He was born in 98, I'm pretty sure. Let me have a look.
Have a look on the... No, but Icon was such a dope song.
What do you call it? I gotta live it. It's not a regular living, Miss just did it. Woo! Jaden.
Nah, look, on 5 minutes. We got too hot in the business.
Why did I put Jaden?
What's your Christmas plans?
My Christmas plans?
Yeah.
To find out how old this boy is. Hang on. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he was born in 98, July. Oh, shit. He's older than me by... How many days? Like... 17 days? 18 days?
Still older than me.
Yeah, he's older than you.
You're older than me.
I'm older than you.
Weird that, innit?
Yeah, he's 19. Told ya, bitch!
How are you older than me? You act like a fucking child.
Yeah, this is true. What's going on? I can't live it. Start regular.
Like a Nickelback cover.
What else is new in the news?
New in the news. Oh, I haven't really been keeping up to date with much news.
No.
I mean, obviously, I've been looking at some set pictures of Tom Hardy and Venom. I keep on bringing this up.
Yeah.
Because I have complete faith this film is going to work.
I might have some stuff to talk about. Let me think. Game of Thrones.
What about it?
I started filming ages ago.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Game of Thrones is a thing. Do you go through that phase where you watch something and then when it's over you think you have to wait for the next one, so you're not gonna have as much hype about it during that time you're waiting for it.
Right.
So it's like, you have the period where you're watching Game of Thrones, you're like, oh, Game of Thrones is sick.
Oh shit, yeah, I get what
And then when it finished, it's just like, oh, okay, cool. I'll wait.
I can wait for it, yeah. I'm not
I'm a good waiter. Like, when I finished Peaky Blinders yesterday, because the season 4 finished yesterday, and then after that I looked on Twitter and it said season 5 will come in 2019.
Okay.
And at first I was like, 2019, I'm going to have to wait a year for this. Mm-hmm. But I thought, that's fucking normal.
Yeah.
That's normal as shit to wait a year. And obviously Cillian Murphy's probably got the shit to do anyway.
This is something completely different. But here's something completely different. No, I started to watch Homecoming.
Monty Python.
Yeah, that was a Monty Python reference. I started to watch Homecoming.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Alright.
And I just got really
trash, isn't it?
Fucking bored halfway through.
It's trash. It's trash.
Yeah,
the film's trash.
I just got really, really bored, and I was like, I don't fucking care what happens to these characters.
Nope.
And I just left. I just walked upstairs.
Really? What? Okay.
Yeah, I just walked out.
It is trash, man. It's trash. It's. Like I was in your kitchen. I was talking about all the irregularities with the story.
Yeah.
That the kid was 14 in Civil War.
Yeah.
And then he's 16, but he's 15 in Homecoming, and he's driving a car.
Oh yeah, he is driving a car. That was weird.
Yeah.
My mum tried to use Donald Glover as an incentive for me to stay. She was like,
Kate's great.
She was like, you do realise Donald Glover.
Shout out to Kate Khan, your mum.
She was like, you do realise Childish Gambino? I was like, yeah, I know. And then I'm going upstairs now.
Oh, she's so cute, man. She was talking to us about The Revenant. Oh, that's great.
Oh yeah, she finished The Revenant.
Did she?
She was like, you need to read it. It's good. The Revenant is the same. The book is the same as the film. It ends the same way. So
really?
Yeah, it ends as the character.
Is it the novelisation of The Revenant?
Yeah.
Oh.
And she said that she wanted to buy a factual, like someone who actually wrote a autobiography on the character.
There probably is one of
Yeah, no, there definitely is. About, I probably should have gotten that for her for Christmas.
Oh, you don't say now. She hasn't listened to it, does she?
No.
What? She doesn't listen to this.
She doesn't know how to get on this.
She doesn't know how to use her fucking ears.
No, she doesn't know how to. Yeah, but maybe I should have gotten that for Christmas instead.
Yeah, I thought that she was reading something that was created before The Revenant. I thought she was just reading the book that The Revenant was based off.
Really?
Because obviously, because the actual events happen differently than the Revenant. Like, I was explaining to you. I was reading the. I just been reading. I don't read. I was watching a YouTube video about it, and I was telling you about this as well. That Hugh Glass and I think his name's Fitzgerald. They actually, after the bear attack, they never saw each other again.
Really?
Yeah, apparently they never saw each other again, and like he had this vendetta for the guy. He definitely did have the vendetta.
Oh yeah, obviously. He was fucking child.
Yeah, but he never actually found him.
No, I wouldn't imagine he would.
Thing is that it's hard to record shit like that at the frontier.
Yeah.
Because the frontier is, well, it's the fucking frontier. It's a plain of completely deserted land.
Yeah.
Uninhabited, and whatever doesn't kill you,
it's
not gonna make you stronger. You're gonna die if you're on the.
It's not gonna make you stronger.
It's either you're gonna.
That's not how it works.
It's not how it works. No, because you either die of the cold, you either die of Indians, or Native Americans.
Engines, eh? They'll get you.
Goddamn engines.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't imagine he would find him again. He apparently also got attacked by wolves. Wolves.
Oh, he just realised what? Okay.
He just apparently got attacked by wolves.
Like he's trapped in a sheep maze.
Trapped in a sheep's maze.
Attacked by wolves. Wow, really?
Yeah. Apparently he also got attacked by wolves after the bear attack as well.
Was that in the book?
Yeah. Actually, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Thing is that if we're going for the book...
it was either in the book or my mum read up about it and was like,
can I see that? I would see this book that your mum's talking about. But the last time I borrowed a book from you, I never gave it back.
Yeah. No, it's just The Revenant. It's just the book. The Revenant.
Has it got a picture of him on it?
No.
Leo.
No.
Oh, okay. So this might actually be the facts.
Well, apparently not.
Well, no, it'll be dramatised.
Yeah. So.
That takes me back to my point about historians. Historians do like to spice up stories with fictionalizations.
Well, yeah, they always do that.
Because if you talked about just the facts, then some shit isn't interesting.
Like
the common conception about how the only reason Winston Churchill became Prime Minister was because I think Neville Chamberlain had a dentist appointment that day.
Oh yeah, did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
that was
you put it
history.
in your thing. Yeah. No, in Saving Captain
Philippe.
Is that what the film is called?
Captain Philippe.
Is that
what Captain Phillips?
I think I'm.
Oh, you're talking about Saving Captain Phillips.
I'm putting two
yeah.
There's
Tom Hanks films.
There's Saving Mr. Banks and Captain Phillips. Putting both of them together.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Saving Private Ryan, Saving Mr. Banks, and then Captain Phillips. By the way, all have Tom Hanks in it.
Saving the Castaway.
You just go to sleep thinking about Tom Hanks.
Saving the Castaway Big from Captain Mr. Bank Phillips. No.
And now Toy Story.
And now, no, Captain Phillips, the bit where he gets on the submarine and they take him away.
Didn't happen.
That didn't happen. That's all.
I didn't know that, by the way. I just wanted to go along.
It didn't happen. What else?
That bit in Toy Story when he's flying with Buzz didn't happen.
Didn't happen. They can't fly.
They can't fly. They're toys.
No. In what's that Marky Mark film where he's a soldier, lone survivor?
Yeah, because that's what they're renowned as these days. Marky Mark films.
Yeah, he is. He's Marky Mark.
Yeah, he's Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
So, when he is about to get his head cut off, and
I haven't seen the film, but
I haven't seen the film.
I'm never gonna see the film.
Okay, alright. So you know what it is, though.
Yeah, it's about a lone survivor.
Okay, so all of his platoon dies.
That's actually, by the way, I'm just gonna quickly interject here. That's one thing that actually they fucked up in marketing.
What?
Because they called the film Lone Survivor. It's just got Mark Wahlberg. So it's obvious everybody else dies.
Yeah.
It's obvious. So I'm still not gonna watch the film because I know what happens. So carry on.
Yeah. But okay,
I was there.
So anyway, all of his platoon die, and this guy from a village takes Marky Mark to his village.
Right.
And he protects him from Al Qaeda. I think that's what it was at the time. And they come and they find it that he's there, and they're about to cut his face off. And then a big plane from the US military come and they like shoot down on the village, and then there's like this big war in the village, and they're all fighting. That didn't happen. Didn't happen.
Well, they have to dramatise this shit. But the thing, that's actually quite funny because Marky Mark actually did the interviews with the real Navy SEALs guy.
Yeah.
So surely the real Navy SEALs guy could have been like, oh yeah, I don't remember that.
You know, right at the end of Men in Black when they shot that spaceship down.
Hey, no, that did happen.
That did happen.
No. I read up my shit, man. That happened.
And he's like squashing the bugs, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, was that your auntie? That didn't happen. Sorry to burst your bubble, folks." Oh.
That did happen. The events of Men in Black 2 aren't real. First and third one are real. They genuinely did happen.
The third one has Jermaine in it. You know
I know, yeah.
And he's the fucking guy, and he shoots shit out of his hand, like
he does, yeah. It's really strange.
But yeah, it's a good film. Bill Hader's in that. He plays Andy Warhol.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. I love Bill Hader, man.
In it. SNL.
We were watching SNL earlier, and SNL is something that I can watch on any day, and I'm gonna fucking laugh.
SNL is amazing.
It recently only got better in the last
I can't watch the Louis C.K. skits anymore.
I never watched them in the first place.
Some of them were actually fucking hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, and now I can't watch them because they just make me sad. I can't really watch stand-up either.
No. I can't enjoy a Kevin Spacey film anymore, which is such a shame because I think I'm gonna go on record to say this.
What?
He's a good actor.
Yeah, no, he is a good actor.
Everybody knows he's a great actor.
That's the thing. When I was ill, I wanted to watch Horrible Bosses when I was ill, and I was like, yeah, but you know.
Have you seen Horrible Bosses 2?
No, I haven't.
That's not bad. Christoph Waltz is in it.
Yeah, I know.
Christoph Waltz.
I know that he's in that.
I love Quentin Tarantino.
You gotta have the jaw.
The jaw.
It was Brad Pitt's birthday the other day.
It was, I know. I gave him a shout. Well, yeah. I don't know why. He's never going to see my Instagram, but yeah.
It was Brad, and one of the captions on the pictures was best film ? So I'll ask you that. What's Brad Pitt's best film?
Oh, okay. Brad Pitt's best film. I don't want to go with Fight Club.
Really? I was thinking Fight Club.
Killing Them Softly is a really good film. That's a really underrated film as well.
I don't need to know that film.
It's an experimental film. Really interesting. Got really interesting visuals. Really interesting story. Interesting characters. Actually, well, if we're talking about his best performance, that was amazing. He was amazing in that. Shit, that's really good. I would love to go with Fight Club, but the thing is that he didn't have to try too hard for that role.
True.
There was not a massive amount of effort required for that role. Like, if we're talking about performances, I talk about the performance
Snatch.
Yeah, that's actually a really good performance. He had to do the accent. There's a lot of work put into that. Because I think when you're judging a performance, you have to judge it by the work that went into it.
Yeah.
I feel to say Matthew McConaughey's best performance, a lot of people say Dallas Buyers Club,
yeah.
Whereas him in the Dark Tower. No,
Magic Mike.
Yeah, I completely forgot he was in Magic Mike, yeah. What about Gary Oldman's best performance? I saw him in Hannibal. What
about The Fifth Element?
That's a good film.
That's a great
film. It's a great film.
He was in that, you know that?
Yeah.
He was a bad guy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's his best performance though.
He was great in. Oh, I can't remember the film. I don't think it was Made in Britain. That's a Tim Roth film. I love his earlier work back in the day when he did a lot of skinhead films.
Yeah.
Him and Tim Roth had this funny old stage where they both did the same kind of films, and then they came together for a film called Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are Dead, which is one of my favourite plays. But yeah, that's a really interesting film.
Where else has he been? He was in Lawless.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this. I think we were talking about this ages ago.
Were we?
Do you not find George Clooney attractive?
No, I don't.
Why is that? I think
don't
he's
know.
like an all-American dude.
I just think he's a fucking old man.
He's
Maybe back in the day, but now that's what people find.
Now he doesn't look any different now than he did 10 years ago.
That's such a lie.
No, he doesn't look any different.
He looks. Yes, he does. So you're saying.
Watch him in. Okay, watch him in Ocean's 11. So you're saying, watch Gravity.
No, you're saying that he looks the same as he did in Dusk Till Dawn.
That wasn't 10 years ago.
No, but it was earlier than that.
It was. That was 20 years ago.
Okay.
That was 20 years ago. I'm talking about 10 years ago. I'm talking about Ocean's 11 days.
No, he definitely does look different from Ocean's 11.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
Just a little bit of grey hair.
His eyes are sunken inward.
No, he's not.
The man is a corpse. He's dead.
No.
People, you do realise
you're not talking about George Clooney like that.
Stop
talking about George Clooney like that.
His fucking people are holding him up. They're doing a fucking Weekend at Bernie shit. He's dead. The man is dead.
Oh, speaking of which, have you seen the Ocean's 8 trailer?
I haven't. Well, with all the women. No, I haven't. All those fucking birds. No, I ain't seen that. Are you throwing up?
Oh my god! You just made me fucking. So, if everybody just listened to that, Alex just made me throw up with fucking laughter. I've never laughed so fucking hard.
No, I haven't seen the trailer.
Oh my god!
I haven't. All I just saw was the poster. I haven't seen the trailer. They're doing a fucking Ghostbusters thing. where it was just where they just changed all of the characters for women.
Basically, yeah.
What do you think of that?
Oh. Okay. Well, first I'm backtracking. I had water in my throat. It went down the wrong way. And then he just came out with that stupid fucking comment.
All those fucking birds.
I can't wait to hear that back. Yeah. I'm dying. I really like the trailer.
I haven't seen it, so I don't really know.
Well, I don't mind that they're doing it.
But that's the thing. The problem I had with the Ghostbusters wasn't the fact that they were girls. That wasn't the problem. It was a fucking awful film.
Yeah. So no. That's what everybody thinks about Ghostbusters. It doesn't matter that there's women in it. It's not that the women make a shit film. It's just a shit film.
I have a lot of beef with Ghostbusters because the person who wrote that film clearly hates men.
Yeah.
Clearly hates men.
Yeah.
Because every man that you meet in that film
is
a fucking piece of shit, is a misogynist, or fucking just stupid, just a fucking idiot.
Funny thing is that a lot of people didn't used to like Bill Murray for his misogynistic views, but they had him in the film anyway.
Yeah, to kill him.
Oh yeah, he died, didn't he?
Yeah. So that was.
I'm fucking dying, man.
But no, I need to watch the film.
You haven't seen Ocean's 11?
I've seen Ocean's.
They made 3.
I've seen the first one, I think.
They made Ocean's 11, 12, and 13. 13 is shit. 12 is okay. 11 is the best. The original one with Frank Sinatra. That's a really good film. But I think, I get where they're coming from. To sort of.
I would imagine because they're conning people, aren't they?
Yeah,
I would imagine.
And she's I think she's sister to George Clooney's character.
I would imagine doing it with women would make sense.
Yeah.
Because guys don't really think a lot of them.
No.
So I would imagine that would make sense. It's like with in Zombieland, Emma Stone's character was like
Emma Stone was in Zombieland.
Yeah.
Was she in Zombieland?
She was the girl.
Shit.
She conned people, didn't she? She went across states and she got money, and that worked because they played on the fact that she was a woman.
I never liked that film anyway.
It's okay. It's alright.
I never liked it. I thought it was dumb. Anyway.
Same with Black Spider-Man. That makes sense.
What, for there to be a black Spider-Man?
Yeah, it makes more sense to be a black guy than it to be a white guy.
That takes me to another topic. I was watching an interview today with Christoph Waltz, and they were talking about, what do you think about them being a black James Bond? He's not for it.
Who?
Christoph Waltz.
Why?
Because he said you wouldn't have Martin Luther King be played by a white man.
That doesn't make any sense.
I think he thinks that the mythos...
You do realise James Bond isn't a real person.
Yeah, that's the thing. I hate shitting on Christoph Waltz because I love him with all my heart.
Yeah.
But I don't think he understands that the mythos...
He's a Nazi, isn't he?
Yeah. He's a very good one at that, by the way. That's a people! But no, he doesn't understand the mythos of the character, that it's not a strict person. They have been played by white men.
That's the thing. We have different views on this, on James Bond. Because I think that James Bond is a code name.
Oh yeah, I don't think
But you don't think James Bond is a code name?
No. If it was a code name, then it would ruin it for me.
Why?
Because it's just... No, because you're stripping...
It makes sense.
Yeah, it doesn't matter whether it makes sense. Nobody wants it to make sense like that.
I do, because it would...
Yeah, but the audience don't care. The audience care that James Bond is a... He's a I'm talking about the mythos of the character. He's more than just... He's a character. No, but he's not a person. He's a character. Your theory
doesn't make sense because... No, you can't say that, because if you say that, then you're literally saying that to every film. You have to think of the character as a real person.
Yeah, but if you want to... Yeah, no, you have to think of the character as a... You have to think of the character as a real person, but you don't have to go as far as to strip away all the secrets and all the mystery behind it. I don't think it's good to have all the answers to everything.
No.
And for James Bond, that's the last thing I think people want to know.
No, but what you're...
And it's not his code name, and we know it's not his code name.
Is that James Bond is an immortal person.
Yes, he is.
No, but that's not real.
Yeah, but, like... It's like Doctor Who.
No, but Doctor Who is completely fictional.
Oh yeah, no, that.
But
yeah, so James Bond.
No, but James Bond is set in real world.
Yeah, no, he's set in. We don't know that. There's no. It's set in a. In this. Yes, set in this reality.
Yeah, it's set in this reality. But Doctor Who is clearly fictional.
Yeah, but that's set in this reality.
No, but it's clearly.
Okay, thing is that the reason why
they go through time.
Okay, the reason why I can't.
But there's
nothing.
There's nothing in James Bond that makes you say that can't be real. That can't. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that happen in James Bond that you think that would not happen, like Moonraker. Fuck me, Moonraker.
Alright, fine. I guess you're right there.
Thing is that it's hard to compare James Bond to any other character because you can't. Like, if you can name a character that's been played by other people who it's never drawn upon the fact that it's a different person playing them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. You know, like when they create films again. Reboot. Name a reboot. Like Andrew Garfield in Amazing Spider-Man.
He's not a reboot.
No, but Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then we had the original Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's fucking asking questions about that. They just rebooted it.
Mm-hmm.
Every film is just a continuation with a new actor.
Yeah.
And the character is immortal.
So you're saying
that the character is immortal that way. This character's gonna get played.
No, it's
forever.
different. No, it's different because in the Amazing Spider-Man, they did reboot him. They made the character completely new. So he was a new Peter Parker who got a new power. And he turned into Spider-Man. No. But in James Bond, in every single James Bond film,
it's the same guy.
They don't re-recruit him and put him through
they
training.
don't.
So it can't be.
It's hard because you can't compare James Bond to any other person, to any other character. But I strictly do believe that he is just an immortal.
So wait, you're saying that every James Bond is the same person?
Yeah.
So you don't think that Idris Elba should be the new James Bond?
I never said that.
No, but that's what it comes across as.
No. I was just talking about Christoph Waltz's argument, and I said I get your argument.
Okay, but
I do understand his
so
argument.
What do you think?
But I would love Idris Elba to play James Bond.
Then your argument is inconsistent because it can't be the same person then.
No. That's the thing, because James Bond isn't a white man. He's a man.
Yes, he is a white man.
No, he's just a man. It doesn't matter with his race. He's a man. Black or white.
Okay, alright, okay, so say Idris Elba wasn't playing it. Say Olivia Munn was going to play James Bond, and they were going to change it to Jessica Bond.
No, that would be stupid. No, that would be stupid.
Why would that be stupid?
Because changing the gender is different, because that means you have to change the template of the whole of the whole character.
Why? Because the code name isn't James Bond, it's 007.
Yeah, but you're changing the whole... You're changing why he is James Bond. He's the idea of masculinity. He's charismatic. He's a flirtatious guy.
That they are all qualities that a woman can possess.
Yeah, but if people saw a woman who was like James Bond, then I think audiences would take to that a little differently.
What? How? Why?
Well, if you see a woman that picks up a different guy in every other city, a male audience, who, by the way, the male audience is James Bond watchers. They take to that differently than they do a man.
But that's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but it's true. It's ridiculous, but it's true.
I just think it would make sense, and it would be more genuine is if James Bond was a codename.
Yeah, if it was a codename, but that would strip away a lot of the mystery behind him, which is why everybody loves him so much, because James Bond has mystery to him. You don't fully know him. That's why I'm not a fan of the Daniel Craig series.
Why?
Because they've delved in too deep to the character. I don't think it's nice. I think it's nice.
It's not nice.
It's not nice, guys. It's not good.
No, but except wait. So you're saying that the character is just a man? It doesn't have to have any qualities at all.
He has the genuine qualities of who James Bond is. That he is he's the epitome of masculinity. He's charismatic.
But every single one of them has been white.
Yeah.
So the fact
that makes sense if you look back at these, like the 60s and 70s. It was all...
No, yeah, that does make sense. Yeah. Because now he can be black.
Yeah.
But that proves my argument, saying that they have recruited a black guy and they've given him that kind of name.
I think if they recruited, I think if Idris Elba played James Bond, and they didn't touch upon that as a code name, I would love that film. Because it's interesting to see that...
Oh yeah, no, they won't touch upon the fact that it's codename.
No, they never will. Cause they can't afford to do that. They can't afford to get rid of all the secrets of James Bond.
It's like giving Doctor Who a real name. They did do
Yeah, it's like the whole... No, because he has a real name, but nobody ever says it.
No, yeah. But you know that he has a name.
Yeah, you know he has a name, but you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
That's why he's a good, mysterious character as well.
Yeah.
That's the only mystery to it.
But then, essentially, James Bond is like Doctor Who, because then he'll just regenerate into a new person.
Yeah, but I don't think it's more that they're going to touch upon. Like, at the end of every film, you're just going to see Daniel Craig regenerate into, like, Mickey Flanagan. Alright! What are they doing? There's a bomb in Israel, let's sort it out!
I'm James Bond, give me a martini. Shut up, you dickhead!
Give me a martini, how about a lager, actually, and a packet of crisps, alright?
I just think... I don't agree with your concept. That he's the same person.
Yeah, I think he is the same person.
I don't think.
So. And I think that.
So wait, so he's the only person that can live forever in the world, but everyone else.
It's
can't.
not. No. I think this is a simple case of you overthinking it.
I'm not overthinking.
You are
it because
overthinking it.
It's a real world.
No, it's
that he lives in.
Kind of not.
What do you mean not?
Well, a lot of shit that happens in James Bond would never happen.
Like what?
Like them fucking lasering the moon and shit. And
no, okay, alright, yeah, that. But I'm talking about like.
Oh, you do like the real stuff.
Like the.
But the fact that I see a Peroni in that film, it's the same thing. It's the same bearment.
Like the latest James Bond.
What, because Daniel?
Yeah,
and what about him?
Well, no, that's what it's mainly focused on.
No, every single film of James Bond is always set in the period that it's come out in.
Yeah. So this Idris Elba one would be set now.
Yeah.
So
what's the problem?
It just
no. Okay, I'll give you this. I don't think they're not gonna bring James Bond back when they finish this saga. They're gonna leave it for a good 5 years, and they're gonna leave it probably 5. Who knows? Maybe even 10.
Wait, but hang on. Do you agree that Idris Elba is a good idea for a James Bond?
He would be a fucking great Bond.
Okay.
I think he'll be just like Daniel Craig. I think he'll just be less boring.
Yeah.
He'll be so much less boring because I see him in Luther.
Yeah.
And him in Luther is he can be intense.
Yeah.
He can be really fucking intense and he's cool. But I don't think James Bond's a code name.
I think it is.
It can't be though. Because,
why can't it be?
Because Inspector, it touched on the fact that his parents were called Bond as well.
Maybe they gave them names.
Yeah, but they didn't work for the government.
Maybe the government gave them the names.
Yeah, but why would they need to? Them. No, yeah, but they died, and he was
true.
He was taken by the Oberhauser family.
True.
Him and Dr. No are stepbrothers, which I find weird.
Oh yeah, I know that.
I didn't like that.
I don't know then.
It's just hard. I'd hate to imagine. It's like, I mean, obviously that's a lot of people to compare it to the Jason Bourne series, where Jason Bourne is his code name, his real name is something Webb.
Yeah. See, that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense, but that's set more in real time than James Bond is, because James Bond is a hyper version of.
I prefer Austin Powers.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. That kind of just shattered my entire argument.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
It's fine, you're wrong.
It's alright, you're wrong, but it's okay. You know what? It's okay to be wrong.
It's alright to be wrong.
It's alright to be wrong sometimes.
I don't know, I still kind of believe that James Bond is a code name.
I don't think you're ever gonna...
No.
You're never gonna seek your... You're never gonna have your questions answered for you.
No.
Unless you talk to Barbara Broccoli or something.
Is she the one who wrote it?
She's the producer. Or talk to the writer's son. Or who wrote it again?
Yep.
Who? No. No. The guy who wrote James Bond, his name was
Oscar Wilde.
William Shakespeare, of all people.
Apparently, William Shakespeare invented the name Jessica.
He invented a lot of words.
He invented
I'm not surprised.
He invented the word bubble.
Yeah, bubbles. Yeah, I think he invented plural as well, but I'm not too sure about that. I think he invented the use of plurals, though.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, no, but...
No, I've been reading a lot of Shakespeare recently. I don't know why. I'm going through a weird thespian phase of reading Shakespeare and going back to Hamlet.
Hamlet. Ham is lit.
Ham is lit these days, especially the honey.
Especially the honey cone, yeah.
That's pretty good. No, but Hamlet.
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 Not Hamlet.
Hamlet. Hamlet.
Hamlet, yeah.
Yeah, I've been reading.
Hamlet is the one where
Hamlet.
No, I think that's Macbeth.
Which one are you talking about?
The one where he kills someone to be king, and then...
Yeah, that's Macbeth.
That's Macbeth,
Hamlet, his father was killed by his uncle. Father was killed by his uncle, and it's fun times.
Which one's the one where the guy who... He killed his family, and then he fights him, but he was ripped out of his mum.
What?
His mum got a C-section, and he was ripped out of his mum, and then that was the guy who fought. I think it might be Hamlet, that.
Oh, that's Macbeth.
That's Macbeth.
That's Macbeth. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you didn't come out of your mum's womb, then you are the person who's going to try to kill me.
Yeah. And his mum got a C-section.
Yeah.
Still kind
of. That was like something to say at the middle of the battle. Yeah. I'm going to kill you because you were raised by your mother. Ha! She had a C-section.
That's so dumb because he still came out of her.
Yeah. Do you see the Michael Fassbender version of Macbeth? Macbeth.
Maybe.
I'm not sure if I've touched upon this in the last podcast. I've told this to you so many times, but I've experienced the Macbeth bad luck.
Yeah, you have told me already.
Because, all right.
don't tell me again. I'm good.
No, but
and that will be it. That will be it for this podcast.
I'll quickly touch upon this. It was people listening probably only Ollie Chapman will remember this, but I was in drama and theatre studies, and this was my first. I think it was my end of my first year exams. I had to do the monologue. I did put Macbeth's dagger of monologue.
Yeah.
This is a dagger I see before me.
This is the dagger I see before me.
This is the dagger I see before me. Yeah.
Why are you French, Poirot?
Poirot. I'm Hercule Poirot, mate.
Poirot.
You mean Poirot?
You mean Poirot?
No, yeah, I said Macbeth twice before I did the monologue.
Did you know that's what you... After you were like, oh, fuck.
No, because I had to say it. There was no way out of it.
Oh, right.
And I failed.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying I was a shit actor. I'm just saying that it was the bad luck.
Do you know where that came from?
I think it just came from people. It came from. I think it was every time they performed Macbeth, something bad would happen after, or something like that. I'm actually researched that because that's quite interesting of how that came about. But yeah, so it's like one of those things about films that or plays that have been made and bad things happen to people after, like The Exorcist. Like,
what happened?
during the filming of The Exorcist, a lot of bad shit happened.
Like what?
I think a lot of the crew died.
What, during filming?
Yeah, during filming.
Well, the 1970s... No,
yeah.
Is it 70s or 60s?
I think it was the 60s. I'm pretty sure it's the 60s. Or the 70s.
They died on the set?
A lot of people died. Not on the set, but like the people who worked on the set died.
Oh yeah, that happens.
No, but they did die of old age. They died of things that weren't explained, and The Omen as well.
I need to watch that film.
And a lot of people have been dying recently, actually, from film sets like Deadpool 2. That guy who died.
Who died?
I know
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds died. Yeah, he got replaced by Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal, yeah. Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal was Batman. Have we talked about that yet?
What is he? Is he?
No.
Oh, you just saw Jake Gyllenhaal as Batman.
Yeah.
I think we might have.
Oh, okay.
But
are you for or against that?
I'm very mixed.
I'm
so mixed right now. Thing is that Batman has been ruined for me, so I don't care either way.
What if like an amazing director?
It.
What if David Ayer directed Batman?
Wow.
No, what if David Fincher directed the new Batman?
That'd be a very strange film.
Yeah.
That'd be a very strange film.
What if Nicolas Cage directed the new Batman?
That's high praise. That's high praise. Nicolas Cage. No, fuck. Nicolas Cage as Batman, sorry?
You know who's going to be Superman?
What?
In a Tim Burton
Oh yeah,
film.
I saw that.
He was going to fight spiders on Mars. Was that a Bowie reference at all?
I don't know.
Fighting fucking.
It might have been because it was going to be based off the death of Superman. He had he had a mullet.
Yeah.
He had long hair and he had the plastic suit on. That was quite funny.
Anyway.
Batman,
eh?
No, I don't know about Jake. Like, he's a really good actor.
I think he would be a fucking amazing.
Alright.
I really like Jake Gyllenhaal.
I think he'd be a fucking amazing Batman.
I think he can beef up and then get that stubble.
Kind of beef up. He becomes a bit more lean.
I think he would be
more of a lean
sick.
Batman. Ben Affleck became bulky.
Yeah.
Then he became fat in Justice League.
Yeah,
in Justice League, there's weird moments when he looks fat and then he not even his face looks puffy.
I think he would be a fucking sick Batman because he'll get big to a point where he'll just get really defined.
Yeah,
talking about body mass.
I've got my body mass, dog. Fight milk.
I think he would be a fucking sick Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Alec Baldwin would be.
Alec Baldwin now
would be a great Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember? I sent Alex something on Instagram yesterday.
Me?
Biff Tannen.
You talking about me or another
Alex?
You.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. Oh yeah.
Biff Tannen was.
Yeah, we were going to talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, Biff Tannen
from Back to the Future. He was based on Trump. The character was based on Donald Trump.
Which makes so much fucking sense.
Yeah, because
looking
in
back
the second one, he becomes a fucking billionaire and rules everything.
And he has his own tower.
So it makes me think: are we living in the dystopian future of Back to the Future 2?
And we just have to wait for Marty and Doc to come back and
save us,
correct the shit. No, but it makes so much, because if you look at the guy, fuck, he looks exactly like him. Biff Tannen. Anyway. I told that to Isabella Sibley, and yeah, she thought it was interesting too. Everybody finds it interesting.
It is an interesting fact.
Would you like to see another Back to the Future?
No.
Really?
No, I wouldn't.
Well, if they rebooted Back to the Future, I think I'd cry a lot. They're rebooting a lot of shit. Like,
how would that work?
I saw something.
They destroyed the time machine. The only time machine they have is the one that Doc has.
Oh yeah, I think Kevin Hart he's looking at doing a Mrs. Doubtfire.
For fuck's sake, don't do that.
I know. No, I saw it on Lad Bible, and I just tweeted saying, "Please make them stop," because this is not funny anymore.
No,
Jumanji's happening. That's fucking enough. That's more reason enough for them to piss off out of films, because
Robin Williams would be turning in his grave.
Oh my god, Robin! I don't even know what he'd say. He'd probably do his impression of a hot dog. But no, I think really if they do Mrs. Doubtfire, it's gonna ruin a lot of shit.
Yeah. So he's gonna be Mrs. Doubtfire.
Kevin Hart. I don't know.
That's just gonna be like Big Mamas in the House.
Get Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Who played? Yeah, we're ending the podcast on a really bad note, a really distasteful note today.
Sorry to give you this information, but someone had to tell you.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. It's leaving us more annoyed than when I started. But
yeah, no. This is the third episode. We will try our hardest to be more consistent with the uploads.
Yeah. I mean, we'll do a New Year's one.
Oh, yeah.
Because obviously Christmas...
I guess this is the Christmas one.
This is definitely the Christmas one.
Because Christmas is next Tuesday.
Rimbo. And if I am feeling, I might do a solo one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to see how it goes. New Year's one, we'll have fun doing that one. Maybe we'll see if we can do a drunk episode.
Yeah. That would be fun, actually.
To do a drunk
episode.
And that may be our longest, probably, if we carry on drinking, which would be really cool. No, but you've got to go to work.
I have to go to work in 45 minutes.
Oh my god, you do. Right, so we're going to end the podcast now. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
And check us out for the next one. Episode 4 should come out after Christmas.
Yeah, after Christmas. Yeah.
So, see you guys later.
Bye.